Here I am up in my very, very, very sweaty attic. I'm in the process of redoing this whole thing and turning it into an office space. It's very sweaty up here. But of course, I'm working on one project and it begats the fix for another project because my compressor crapped out of me. My little pancake compressor. It's a Porter Cable C 2002 Type 3 Porter Cable pancake, six gallon, 150 psi. You would buy these things in kits at like any big box store. I think I got this at Home Depot easily over 15 years ago. Came with 3 guns. It came with a staple gun. It came with a finished nailer. It came with like a brad nailer. I've since had to replace the trigger on the finished gun, which was just a simple swap out on the trigger. Those guns work great. I've had them 15 plus years. I put up, I don't even know how much square footage of trim and whatever I've built with that gun. And the whole set doesn't owe me anything. Basically, it wouldn't kick off. So it would the entire tank would pressurize to 150 gallons and would just continually run, even as I was using the gun. So it wouldn't kick off. So I was like, oh man. And then the emergency relief valve would kick on, and then I would have to start all over again. So in order to finish up here, which you will eventually see in the series, I had to go do this project. So funny enough, one project begats another project to finish. I basically ripped this apart, got a new pressure switch on it, and showed you how to fix the pressure switch. I could have gotten a new gun. I could have gotten a whole new setup, Probably in this day and age, 15 plus years later with inflation, to get all 3 guns plus the tank, it's probably look like $250. Porter Cable's not even sold at Home Depot anymore. Lowe's, I don't think ever sold it, or maybe they sold it briefly. It's now sold at like Tractor Supply only. I'm sure there's like a rigid version at Home Depot and a Craftsman version at Lowe's. And if you wanted the $150 price point, which I paid for this, I think back in the day, you probably only get 1 gun now, and to get the 3 gun setup, you probably pay $100 more. So you're probably looking at like $250. Other than that, it's been a great workhorse. They don't make them like they used to, so I'd rather see if I can fix this one than just buy a new one. I ordered the pressure switch and took it apart, see if I could fix it, and we'll see if I have any luck with this. Okay, I need to get my handy dandy. Let me see if I can hold it up. An extended Torx bit to get down here to take this off. So far, it's the most. There's one here too, as you can see. Right there as well. And with that, I should be able to pop the lid right off, the cover right off. Here's what you got. Piece here. You got one here, one here, and then you got those two long ones there. Okay. I think it goes without saying. Make sure everything's unplugged. But here's what I'm getting over here. These two wires power the switch. in the back. So this is basically what we're replacing. This whole thing slides right out, if I believe. Looks like it slides right out. It does. Yeah. Slides. Right out. As you can see, the switch down here. Okay. This unplugs, and this one is actually screwed in. So let's screw that in. That should pop right out. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to get to. That's the back end of the switch. That's why I can cut it off. Because it comes with a replacement tube. Okay. Disconnect. Power switch. Black goes to the power switch. You're only dealing with a ground, a black, and a red, really. The red stays here. That goes to that. Interesting. Okay. And that's what I'm trying to get right there. This switch right here. There's a switch right on the back of this hose that I'm trying to get to. So that's just on there with a Phillips. Or no, it's a hex. So you're definitely going to need a Torx, long-term Torx. Let's get to this. It's Phillips and Torx so far. I'm going to take that out. And the whole mechanism. Pop this off too. Let me pop that off. Pop that off the switch. I turned the camera off for a second so I can take a photo. So I remember where everything's plugged in. Definitely do that. Okay. The final thing, as you can see, I'm just taking that plug off of the switch, the on-off switch. Don't need the noise. So there's your housing. On-off switch right there. Pretty simple. And the back end of that switch is literally, yeah, this looks burned out. So pretty simple stuff. And as you can see, it's got these clamps here. Yeah, it looks a little burned out. These clamps, they're definitely designed to just be like pinched once and never used again. So if you need to, get yourself a couple hose clamps to finish the job, make your life a lot easier. So we're just going to basically put it in there, put it all back together. I'll throw a link for everything I'm using in the description. Okay. Red and black to your switch. That's your power switch, red, black. We can do the ground later. It's all mechanism back in here. see, grounded again right here. Okay, and this attaches back to the plug. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's an adapter right here, a nub, and then this plugs back right into it. And we should be good to go. And then once, boom, congratulations. Okay, then you gotta make sure all of your hoses are properly seated. And then we can put the top back on, basically. Okay, now we just got to reattach this hose to there, to that nipple. And since I cut it off, should be able to just pry the remainder off of it and pull that off with a pair of pliers. And then the new hose should slide right over it. But before we do that, this kit that I got came with another clamp. So in theory, you should be able to clamp this right over, squeeze this, and you're good as new. If you can't be bothered with it, you can always, I'm gonna dip. It's a good thing it came with that too, because it's kind of it was dry rotted, so not that bad of an idea sending with a new one. But you should be good to go. attached. Put the top back on for the regulated pressure. No. The only reason you really need this is because it says regulated pressure and tank pressure, just to let you know which side's which. You can leave this off if you want, like if you like to look better. Make sure your hose isn't in the way. Being seated properly. All right, there we go, and it worked. So the tank pressure goes to 150. As you can tell, it's 150. But I have the regulated pressure 60. Let's see if I can change the regulated pressure to it. Ooh, baby. Shh. She works. So that's how you do it. It's been about 5 minutes and it is exactly where it was 5 minutes ago, meaning nothing's leaking. The switch has been leaking for a long time. So, victory. And there you have it. Yeah, so, air compressor switch, took it out. I don't know if it shows up well on camera, but it definitely was burned out a little bit. So yeah, those last couple of minutes of the video that you saw was basically like me turning the compressor on, letting it stay there, see if it held the pressure, if there was any leaks, noises like that, the hissing noise. None of that. It kept and maintained its pressure basically through the night after I turned off the next night. So we're ready to go. Compressor's fixed. This was a $20 part. Like I said previously, I'll throw the link to this. I'll throw the link down into the description to see if you can, if you need it. But as far as specialty items, it was just a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and a little Torx bit. And this was one I literally got like forever ago and threw it in my toolbox for something, and this come in way more handy than I thought it would be, just like the long Torx bit. Super simple project. Now I can go finish the other job, which is the whole reason I found out this leak wasn't working in the first place. Yeah, I literally had to fix this to be able to do that project. So that's the funny part about it. It's kind of the way it works sometimes. But yeah, super simple fix, a couple screws and probably about a half hour of my time. Difficulty was not high. Difficulty was maybe like a 4. Hardest part was finding the part, for lack of a better way to put it. So there you go. Talk to you soon.